And Tanner Shea.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show. So you live
Wait,
here?
you had a voice up until just now.
I know my voice is gonna go. I can tell already.
What the hell just happened?
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, we'll figure it out as we go along. You got to keep moving. Okay, so you live in New York.
I
You
do.
work in the advertising world.
I do.
But really, and deep down inside, you're a TLC super fan.
Oh yeah, I'm like psychotic levels.
So, like, how psychotic?
Like psychotic enough to pay money to go sleep at grown women's homes.
Okay, so
Wait, I want to know when it started. Before we get to that, that's the crescendo. Like, where did this start? Like, where did your love of them, like, begin?
It started. It started with that first damn video. Ain't too proud to beg.
Yeah.
And I think, like most of us, there was a little superhero locked inside of us as a child.
Mhm.
And with that first video, not to get too deep, but I saw people that just sort of like gave me permission to express myself in a different way.
Interesting.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll talk a lot about that with your pick too,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
A lot of that video that he picked is about the way they express themselves. I
Right,
believe.
exactly.
So, yes.
Yeah.
It was a remake of Express Yourself, a very little known TLC.
So you invested your stock in this band that went on to like be one of the probably most successfully selling bands of all time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a
certainly
feeling.
of the 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Still-
they had no money.
They've never had any money.
Because they filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah,
As a band?
as a band.
Or did they just do it together but on the same day?
As a band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Hit send on your word processor because it probably wasn't even.
Uh-huh.
When did they find? It was like in the 90s.
It was post Crazy Sexy Cool.
Okay.
They pressed
Yeah.
dial on a fax machine.
Yeah, shit
Right,
hit the
exactly.
fan and they were broke.
But we're not here to talk
The
about
shit
the
hit
bad
the fax.
times.
Right.
Okay, so then it just kind of like your fandom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not a psychotic fan, but I do really like them, and I can see like their importance and relevance in
Yeah.
my early development.
I'm enough of a fan that my favorite song of theirs is a deep cut, I guess. I like Silly Ho.
Yeah,
And there was no video, and Silly Ho is like a
That's a
fucking
good one.
amazing song.
Why was that not the first single
I
off
know.
Fan Mail?
I
It was
know.
so good.
It was the second,
No
like there was
Scrubs
an
was the first
interlude.
single, right?
Yeah.
It was an interlude, and then it was the opening track, like the first song, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Um,
And sexy, and
pretty
kinda
cool.
cool.
Yeah, kinda cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So TLC just released a new album this summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I like that song way back.
It's cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has a retro vibe to it.
Yeah.
they kickstarted this album.
So that's
correct?
what that's what
Okay.
I was gonna say. So this album
Segue.
couldn't exist without Tanner.
Oh my god.
So I'm told. So I'm told.
So they had a Kickstarter for this album.
Yeah.
And
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, girl.
So how'd you find out about the Kickstarter?
So I was on my way to Antarctica,
Okay.
and right before I got
I
on the
knew
boat,
it.
right before I got on the boat, I get a text from my little sister saying, "Check this link out. Check the link out. It's the article. It's the story." And I like look at the Kickstarter like
So you're like at
prizes.
the airport?
I'm literally about to like get on a boat,
Okay.
like to
Okay.
yeah, and like
I'm
there's
just trying to figure out if you were drunk or not.
no, like
Okay.
quite sober, and
He
And-
uses a harpoon to click the link. That's how like in it he was.
yeah, but no. So there was a description of the prizes that one gets. So it started like $10, you'll get the CD, blah blah blah.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name the dollar amount that
No.
I spent.
Right.
However, there was a prize that was sleepover at T-Botz's house, and I look at it, and I know I'm not gonna have fucking service for the next 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm just like. Click. It was
You
like
did
the
it.
biggest impulsive purchase anyone has ever made.
Yeah.
But I text out my sister and I'm like, okay, I did it. And she goes, if you got anything but the sleepover at T-Boss's house, I don't know who my brother is.
Wow. I mean, do you have a short list of artists you would do that for in general, or is TLC the one?
No, I mean, I like the bigs. I like Janet, I like
Yeah,
TLC.
Janet.
Give me a Kylie moment, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And okay, so you did it, and the album finally comes out.
Yeah.
So then the sleepover gets to happen.
Yeah.
And it just happened recently
Yeah, it happened like 2 weeks ago
in Atlanta.
in Atlanta.
Okay,
Yeah.
so tell us What happened?
As part of your payment, they fly you. It includes your ticket.
No. It was so
This
bare
man
bones.
filed for
No, they
Exactly,
yeah, okay.
These girls
throwing
don't
away
have
money.
Yeah, no. I was convinced there was going to be like a vending machine in the room that was like, "You need snacks? Here we go." No, they did, however, pick up my hotel room at this very nice hotel. We were at the St. Regis. They rented out like the penthouse, and that's where it happened.
Okay.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I thought it was going to be super regimented, like 2 hours, 3 hours tops, get out. Thanks so much for your contribution. Yeah. We ended up spending like 7.5 hours together.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible.
That's
amazing.
night.
Yeah, it was a night.
So wait, it was only T-Boz?
It was T-Boz and Chili.
And Chili. Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was both of them, and it turns out, so the other person that was there, so there were 5 slots for T-Boz, 5 slots for Chili sleepover.
Okay.
I bought one of the 5. Katy Perry infamously bought one of the 5. She did not show. She had a concert that night.
Okay, in Chicago, I think.
Yep. And then, so I was like, who are these other freaks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know my level of like
Right.
craziness.
They were
like,
all.
But you can.
They were all investment bankers.
You also
But, like,
know how to like reel it in if you have. Like you can be cool around T-Boz and Chili.
No,
but
totally,
also
for
crazy. But also
Sexy.
sexy.
So the only other person that showed up was someone from Fader Magazine. Fader Magazine donated money to it.
Oh wow.
And this person was like this like millennial girl who like kind of liked them and like showed up. Everyone else was a company or a celebrity that like was like, oh, we can't be there because of whatever reason.
We're just happy to donate.
So like I literally was the only private donor.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm the fucking freak show of the night, like hands down. And you probably saw what I wore too, which was
Yeah, so you made you had
I had blue silk pajamas and I put creep on the back just to like get it out there,
Yeah.
like
that
hey,
you are a creep and
I'm
you
a
love the
fucking,
song.
Yeah, I'm a fucking creep.
Yeah.
He wore the same thing to Tom York's house.
It really does come in handy.
Yeah, it really resonated.
Okay, so any funny stories from the night? Or?
I mean, I'll say so. 2 things. A, Chili, they're silly.
Yeah.
Like Chili.
When they're silly in their videos, that's not acting.
That's not acting.
No.
That's who they really are, and they're still that way. They're acting like they're like
No, but
kids.
T-Boz is very serious in all these videos, I've noticed.
Well, T-Boz is cool, and she's like
Yeah.
cool in real life too. Like
Okay.
she's like legit cool, but she's sweet. Like
Yeah.
she
Okay.
definitely is like not too cool for school. No, but so Chili likes playing Ding Dong Ditch, and she kind of like set it up. She's like, oh, back in the day, like me, Lisa, and Tion, like we would just like every time we're in a hotel, we just run around and just knock on doors all night and just run and like jet. And I'm like, this sounds fucking right up my alley.
Yeah.
And so, so that's what we played that game for like an hour. We just like knocking
Running
on
around the
doors.
St. Regis in Atlanta.
The millennial girl
Like-
is like, what were
And she's like,
doorbells?
what's happening? No, like that was great. That's great. I don't want to get
That's
too
so
into it because
fun.
it's gonna
Right.
eat up time, but
Yeah.
like, it was great.
So-
And then the second most favorite thing was our shared love of chips,
Uh-huh.
and I think like I love a chow.
Yeah, you do.
And and there was a moment that I found
The
myself.
snack, not the TV show from the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
No
the
one
Or the
snack.
bad
likes
movie
that
from
show.
earlier
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. But
Why do I know who Eric Estrada is? I shouldn't.
But there was a moment where I just found we were watching a scary movie, and Chili, I had some chips in my hand, and I felt movement in my hand, and I look over, and Chili's just like eyes locked on the scary movie and just eating chips out of my hand. I'm like, what is my weird life?
Oh,
right now?
that's so
crazy.
nice. They got comfortable with
yeah,
you.
yeah, it was super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great.
What movie?
So, yeah.
We were watching the new Amityville Horror. T-Boz loves a scary movie, and I was
Oh.
like, I'm on that tip. So.
Yeah.
So are y'all like, I mean, do they follow you on Instagram now? Are you that close?
No, I think we had a very special moment in time. It was
Yeah.
better than I expected.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
If I ever
that's
see him
great.
again, I feel like
They would remember you.
there were nice big hugs at the end. At first I got those little hugs,
Right.
and they gave me they're like real.
There was a connection.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
Your Instagram is linked on our website.
Yeah, so you can
So
check
people
out
can go to Tanner's Instagram feed and maybe see some photos from that night.
for sure.
Or a video
for sure.
on talkthiswaypodcast.com.
Oh,
I think we should get to our picks, actually.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Tanner, we go in order of when they were released.
Great.
And you picked the earliest TLC
Wait,
video of this bunch.
I want to say runners up,
real
include-
quick. Yes.
real quick, Red Light Special.
Yes.
Great.
It's how I learned how to play poker.
I was a little uncomfortable with it sexually because I was so repressed as a kid, so I couldn't really watch it. I didn't know our channel out of that one, but it was very steamy.
They play cards, don't they, on the table?
Ooh,
Yeah,
but with
but
men,
then-
it's
yeah.
co-ed. Mike Pence
Oh,
would
right.
hate it.
I got yelled at by our dean in high school because I used to sing Chili's breakdown in that, like, in the hallways. Yeah,
And that's why you lost your
amazing.
voice.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Baby, baby, baby.
Classic.
Yes.
About raising 3 babies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unpretty.
Yes.
Which I was very. I think it was probably all of our runners up, right?
Yeah.
And then Ain't Too. I'm doing
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2.
number 2.
I should have turned
Proud
that video camera on.
to beg.
Right.
I mean,
What about No Scrubs?
We talked about No Scrubs on another episode.
Yeah, I know, but
So,
it
but
still
it's
could have
still
been-
on there,
It's
yeah,
still a
yeah.
contender.
kind of. I mean, I love them, but kind of just a ripoff of Scream, right?
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
how
what
it
we-
felt
That's
to
what we
everyone.
talked about. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I could have picked it. I'm not sure I would have picked it.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, it feels like they Michael and Janet parked their spaceship from Scream
Totally.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and TLC found it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We got to make a video real quick
Yeah.
before they
Yeah.
come back."
They initially went to Ding Dong Ditch the spaceship, but the door opened and they're like,
Yeah.
shit,
They're like, well,
Exactly.
fuck, let's
Yeah.
make a video.
this is ours.
Yeah. Okay. So Tanner, what's your pick to be considered the best TLC music
All right,
video?
so I had to think long and hard about this.
Yes, of course.
But my pick is What About Your Friends?
Yes, August 1992. This came out.
1992. Yep, 1992.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great year.
I was 29.
Yeah. Well, you look great if you were 29 in
Thank you.
1992.
Yeah.
No, I think we were all in middle school then,
Yeah.
right?
The same way.
Eighth grade?
Yes.
August. Yeah, just about to start 8th grade for me.
Okay.
I think.
So, I mean,
What happens in the video?
so here's what I feel. Ain't You Proud to Beg was my runner-up because I felt like Ain't You Proud to Beg, like, I had just never seen anything like that up until
Okay.
that point, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like What About Your Friends, what makes it so great is that it builds off the thing that was established in Ain't You Proud to Beg and Baby, Baby, Baby.
Mhm.
And just, like, takes it to the next level where every frame is, like, they're attacking it with their performance.
Yeah.
It is color.
It's
is
really
TLC,
captivating.
It is, like, like, the edit of the video, just getting technical,
Yeah.
is genius. Like, it's performance.
Yeah.
Also, TLC is known for their iconic dance moves, and Ain't You Proud to Beg, Baby, 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 none of that. This is the first time you're seeing those, like,
Like choreography.
oh, boom. And so,
Yeah,
That's-
those are moves we all
It's kind
still
of like
do.
know.
It's like a New Jack Swing kind
It's a
of
new-
like choreography.
New Jack Swing. Yeah, no,
so good.
it's all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's like really that. I mean, so for the listeners who don't know, there are 2 versions of this video, which
Okay.
I
wanna
just
go
recently
really quick.
found
I
out.
want to go to like a leather party for old gay men called like Old Jack Swing, and they have like a sex swing in the middle of the room, and then we
With
just
Old
listen
Jack
to TLC
just in it?
songs. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds both sexy and not. at
You
the
have
same
to jack an old man. That's the Old Jack. Yeah,
That joke
Yeah.
was worth it.
I think so.
time.
I was like, wait, what's the right way to say this? Oh, there is no right way. Okay, got it.
Okay, so there are 2 different videos.
Okay, so
Versions.
the version that I think was played on MTV at the time that I know is what I call the real version,
Oh,
which
shit.
is just like sick and awesome and perfect.
I wonder if that's the version I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, well, the other version has this like storyline where they're like girls that take over a fashion
Oh,
show.
that's the
with
one
their
I
style.
watched.
That's the
See,
one I watched.
That one is trash compared to the other one.
We watched the wrong. This is why our guests send a link usually. By the way,
I apologize.
No, that's
profusely.
okay.
well,
No,
tell us.
So here's what's wrong with the
They're-
first one, and then I'm going to get into.
But they're just different cuts of the
they're
same
different
video.
cuts, but the edit overall is different, which
Right.
actually really affects the performance.
Okay.
I'm not going to nerd out too much.
Okay, no,
But
I love it.
what I don't love about the concept of the fashion show invasion is that, like, if you're like providing a new like point of view, like they were like challenging the status quo, like they were
Mhm.
girls wearing like, I mean, they were like genderless basically.
Right.
Like
Like
wear a lot of boxer shorts. Even I don't wear boxer shorts.
Yeah,
And
Like,
condoms.
But you have to
And
at Old Jack
As
Swing.
roaches.
no, but like if your shit is good, you don't have to make fun of the status quo. Your
Right.
shit just is cool.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what I didn't like about it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, like whatever. The video was awesome. The dance was like so much of their personality, color. Yada,
It is
yada.
a super fun video. I almost forgot that this was their style at the beginning of their career.
See, that is like it's funny because I think like a lot of people came in during the no scrubs era, you know what I mean, or later
Right.
on where I'm like, y'all don't know. I mean, like
Right.
if you want a lesson in '90s fashion, watch
Yeah.
that video.
I could see you wearing a lot of those outfits.
I did like that's how I dressed in high school. I was
but
literally
even
an
in
insane
present
person.
day, I could see you wearing a
In
lot
present
of
day,
Yeah.
I absolutely.
Were you a gringo that wore cross colors?
You know what's funny? I remember in high school, like
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I did actually dress like that. And it was funny because I went to like this weird college prep high school that was very like affirmative action. And so the number of black kids we had in our school was about like maybe like 15 or 20. It was all like weird California system. But I remember like there was one kid at my school who was trying a little too hard, who was like a white guy, and they gave him a different term than they gave me. I think they just thought I was a fucking drag queen.
Right.
They're like, no, he's weird and cool.
And
it's
in
fine.
San Francisco,
it's all
that's
good.
allowed. Back in the 90s,
Yeah.
for a teen.
Yeah,
Now it's allowed everywhere.
more or less.
So I watched the fashion show takeover one.
Yes.
Which I was like, at first I was like, oh, here's a fashion show. I'm gonna enjoy this, and then they're like, nope, no fashion show here. And then it was like,
I forgot about your love of fashion shows.
And it says the world of TLC, and I was like, whoa, it's a whole world. And then I'm like, then they're like, and this is Atlanta. I'm like, is this Atlanta? Because it
I
doesn't.
think so.
It should be.
It should be. There were a lot of women in suspenders.
Yes.
And I was like, we're supposed to suspend our disbelief that this is Atlanta. I have a note to myself here that like says, T-Boz is definitely the leader. Like in future videos, it's like they all sort of play a part, but like T-Boz is the leader here.
Yeah.
I also wrote T-Boz, Blossom, Chili Bubbles, Left Eye Buttercup.
What does that mean?
For doing Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, I don't
Not
know about
familiar.
I just need
Girls.
you guys. Okay, that's fine.
I'll agree.
We get
same.
we get the iconic condom. We get when Left Eye comes on, it says Left Eye's rap. It says it
Right, just in case you didn't know.
just in case you couldn't tell what was happening.
In the version you watched, did they have like the annotations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
checking.
and then I wrote to myself, toys, crazy hats. This is an insane woman, and I don't trust her.
I mean, yeah, like, she's playing with like a toy alligator in it. It's pretty good.
Her hats are insane.
They're the best.
They're
Iconic.
great.
Iconic.
They're really fun.
There was one very small little moment at the end of the fashion show version where Chili, it looks like she's sitting backstage with one of the models and she has a mug and steam is coming out of it. And I was like, is she drinking chili? Or is she just always cold and is that how she got her nickname, Chili? So she always has to have something warm?
That's a really good question.
Ew, is she drinking chili out of a mug? That's fucking disgusting.
At a fashion show.
By the way, really quick, can I just like congratulate you guys on chili on the swing? Because like I can't.
Oh
stop
yeah,
thinking about
that's
that.
right. Yeah,
It's so I want to eat
Oh my
chili on the
God.
swing. So
call that. You're a real fan.
Can I also say one thing? The
Yeah.
fashion version, what you pointed out.
Yeah.
The knot in the beginning is the only thing about that fashion version that I like.
Oh,
Just-
not.
yeah, that
Well, there's
was
also
really
a word, and at one point, a count this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And, and I love at the end how they say like, they promote the album.
In a store near you, and I'm like, that was actually sort of like, hey, these are commercials, by the way.
Wait, okay, I'm not familiar with the fashion because in the real version, they're hillbillies again at the end of it, which is a thing that they used to do back in at the end of the Ain't Too Proud to Big video. They're hillbillies
What?
collecting money, and in this one, they're hillbillies again, and they have this like weird way I'm not gonna impersonate it; it'd be super racist, but it's insane. They're hillbillies.
And so this one, they're just like walking out of the alley, right?
Yeah.
And it says like, and that is on the TLC tip. In
But
stores
now. So, and then the other thing too
Yeah,
that I
I might
noticed,
as
that
well.
was the second video that we had seen all day. So we took a Beyonce 1997 to 2007 spin class. We
Yeah.
are gay. We watched Lose My Breath with Destiny's Child,
Classic.
which is like, I was like, this is the second dance off we've seen all day but all dance off competitors are doing the exact same moves, and then the women walk away at the end
Yeah.
in a row. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I also just had a little note, in a modern day version of TLC, I guess I would like wear prep over my eye.
Instead of a condom.
Yeah.
You should-
And then I thought it would be called Slut and Preppa.
Well, you should. You should wear both.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Just because you're wearing prep doesn't mean you can't still wear your condom.
thank you very
As an
much.
accessory.
Listeners in Zimbabwe,
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly. Anything else we want to say before we get to
That this
the
video
next video.
ended in red Comic Sans. I was like, what an offense. That's why
Yeah.
you hate this version.
1992?
that's why I hate that version.
Mm-hmm.
Should we move on to my pick?
Please.
Mine has like a story to it. Not the actual video, but the like drama in the filming of the video. I picked, I think, my favorite TLC song, Creep, which came out, thank you, October 1994.
Song-wise, oh no, Still Silly Ho, but great song. Like, I started dancing when I watched the video.
Yeah.
And
This is like the song that, this song feels a little timeless to me, too. It doesn't feel like the 90s, like, they play it at bars now, and it still feels, like, very, like, fresh.
For sure.
Okay, this video, where do I start? Okay, I'm just gonna say that this video had two different was filmed twice before they filmed this version.
Okay.
So this is the third attempt at making a video for Creep. The first two times, they felt like it didn't really show their style evolving.
Okay. Did they pick the same director?
The first two had the same director.
Okay.
Who I didn't write down his name,
Yeah,
forgive me.
Fired that dude.
Yeah, they fired him because their style wasn't like as evolved in those two versions. It had bad lighting, and then in the first one they filmed, it wasn't even long enough for the whole song. They didn't film enough footage
to
last the whole song.
Yeah.
So it was a real amateur hour.
Yep.
At the first two attempts. So then TLC is watching MTV. They see a Salt and Pepper video directed by Matthew Ralston, and they were like, oh my god, they're doing it right. Why isn't anyone trying to do it better than them? So they called the director and had him direct it.
Okay, cool.
Now, we don't know which video they were watching. Because in two different interviews, they both mentioned two different Salt and Pepper videos. What a Man and
None of Your Business.
None of Your Business.
Oh, but this feels like What a Man.
It has more, but he directed both of those videos.
Well, I'm saying, but like in terms of which one they watched, it's like this is the feel is the same.
Yeah. So let's talk about the video. It opens with them in silk pajamas, much like the ones Tanner wore to the sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
There's like solo shots of them dancing. They're in their silk pajamas.
They're teaching other people to dance.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But this is just them. This is like their glamour shot. So we see each of them in their pajamas. There's like jewel-colored, jewel-tone backdrops. So it's very monochromatic. Just real like sleek.
It's real sleek.
Sleek? Real classy.
Yeah.
There's a floating blue trumpet
Yes.
that we see every once in a while.
Yeah. Very Crystal Waters.
That's the only 90s thing about this video to me is the floating blue.
Yeah.
If we got rid of that, this video would feel a little more timeless.
Yeah.
And then there's some black and white shots of them at a dress rehearsal where they're like, dance practice.
Yeah.
Why did I write down dress rehearsal? I guess it could have been dress rehearsal for the video shoot.
Did you drink for this one?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Sometimes we drink, but usually it's during the show, not before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. And then we see T-Boz in a very sepia-toned jazz club that's not open
There's a
yet.
lot
It
of
had
sepia
just
in
closed.
this.
Yeah.
It speaks to a certain era. My first note was VH1 come through. I associate this with VH1.
Yeah, it does have a VH1 feel to it.
Yeah.
But so T-Boz is singing the song, and none other than Omar Lopez
Yeah.
is fake playing the trumpet behind her.
Fucking Omar Lopez.
Best known as
Janet
Jackson's
boy
If.
toy in If.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's the bald-headed guy that she, like,
throws
around.
around.
I didn't know who that was. I just wrote that T-Boz never smiles and rolls her eyes at some guy to his face. All caps, hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, Omar. Oh, I love him.
Was obsessed. When I saw Omar in that video, I was like, they got the dude from If?
Same. Me too.
I lost my mind.
I feel like we had very similar, like, teenage pop culture moments.
Yeah.
Because I was the same. Like, that. I think that's kind of what made me like this video even more.
Oh,
is
yeah,
because
for
I was
sure.
like, oh my god, the guy from If
Yeah.
is in this. I was like, oh my god, he must have had like a day off from the Janet tour to do this video. And then I was trying to imagine what his life was like.
Where is he now? That's what I want.
So I looked him up on
Oh,
Instagram.
thank God.
He has a lot of tattoos now and is like a yoga teacher. I think in LA or something.
Oh, that's what happens.
But it's
That's
hard.
the retirement plan.
Yeah, I think so, for dancers. It's hard to look up someone who you remember from 1993 and 1994, and it's been 25 years, so he looks 25 years old. You know, like...
Leslie from Mr. Belvedere will not follow me back. Nope.
I'm going out to LA in a couple weeks for Thanksgiving. I might have to
Look him up. I think
take
that's
that
where he
yoga
is.
class.
Yeah, find him. He might be a private instructor, but I don't know. I didn't dig too
A
deep.
private dancer?
Private dance instructor on a yoga mat. So the dance moves in here are very choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
And an interesting thing is TLC had their own choreographer, but Matthew Ralston had his too. And they eventually went with his. But
Wow.
they had a big, creative differences, and they, kind of, fought with him over it.
Well, I can actually talk about this on a personal level, because T-Boz gave me a little scoop on this video as
What?
well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy
Inside scoop.
shit.
No, she was saying that, yes, there were other choreographers, and but T-Boz was always TLC's choreographer.
Interesting.
She created most of the dance moves for them,
Okay.
and she remembered, she said, okay, we're going to take a little bit of that. I like a little bit of, they were always, in control of, what they wanted to do dance-wise, yeah. And so T-Boz was the one who did the down movements.
What about those, butterfly moves?
The butterfly, I don't know.
That's what I associate with the song. I'll butterfly. If it comes on through a club,
have
I been butterflying the whole time?
Yeah. And then the other creative difference they had with the director, Matthew Ralston, was what they were going to wear. Did they talk about that?
I've heard about that before.
Okay. So they, love their baggy clothes, and he wanted them in something a little sexier.
No.
But they didn't want to wear sexy 90s outfits.
No.
So they all settled on the iconic silk pajamas.
Which
that
shows
cost $1,000 per pair.
Which show, they come across as athletic sexy. They're just you'll see the abs.
Yeah, for sure.
And
the
that's-
abs
and
were
that's all.
huge on women at that moment.
It was a great meet me in the middle, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like this video wouldn't have
the
been
abs
good.
the abs are the middle.
Right. No, I'm just saying it kind of identified their style, this video.
Yeah.
In a new way that had never been seen before. I don't want to talk too much about that because it might be part of my final argument.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I wrote this song as Exhibit A for why you never do a TLC song at karaoke. Because of the repetitive chorus.
It kind of goes on.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, Chile must have done 2 hours in one outfit of repeating the chorus and then changed and then done another 2 hours of repeating the chorus. It's a lot of repeating the chorus.
I do know in my research that it was a very long shoot, and especially after making a video 3 different times for the same song.
I mean, you must be.
They were exhausted by the end, and that's why at the end of the video there's scenes of them kind of goofing around. That was just pure exhaustion, giddiness.
Yeah.
There's shots of Left Eye and Chili goofing around, and T-Boz glaring at them for doing so. I
She's
was like,
the boss.
I never had a favorite before, but now I definitely do.
You love a glare.
I do love a glare.
Anything else about Creep we want to mention?
I mean, this is also your first time seeing T-Boz's new bangs too,
Yes.
which was what
That's true.
the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
That in itself, screw the pajamas, just that haircut alone was wait, what's happening? I'd never, you had never seen that before. I'd never seen it before.
No, not in Ohio, where I grew up.
not even in San Francisco.
We talked about the No Scrubs video in the other episode and how it's I never thought of any of them as dancers in retrospect, but it's oh wow, Left Eye was a very good dancer, and then she does splits in a handstand.
Yeah, that was just them goofing off too.
Yeah,
and they caught it on camera.
That's awesome.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack in our next video.
For sure.
I have 4 different bulleted lines for this video.
Your pick.
Everything. Yeah. I picked I went a little off the beaten path and I picked the video 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
What? No.
Yeah, no, I picked an obscure gross out porn because I just wanted to mix it up.
Was there a TLC song playing in the background at that point?
You would never know. Oh my god,
I'll be right.
Yeah, what if we went back and looked at it and it's oh my god, there was smooth jazz the whole time.
But there was some sad music in the beginning.
Oh, was there?
It's the elevator jazz version of Ain't Too Proud to Beg, which works.
Yeah. They were not too proud for anything, really.
Okay, Graham, what was your real pick?
Waterfalls. Boring.
May 1995.
May 1995. The video is directed by F. Gary Gray,
Mm-hmm.
who also directed Diggin' on You for the band, and then also directed Miss Jackson, and then another Outkast video with a very long name that I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's fine.
I think he went on to be a film director, or started as a film director. He had other things.
Okay.
This video won 4 awards at the 1995 Video Music Awards, including Video of the Year, Best Group Video, Best R&B Video, and Viewer's Choice Award. In the end, T-Boz said that it was like to speak for the whole epidemic that is AIDS. So basically, you start with you're in the skies and you're zooming down on Earth, and you go by a plane, which I just realized wasn't real for the first time. I was like, not a real plane. These 3 amazing women come out of the water, and you'll never guess who it is.
Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Yeah, that's correct. It's all 3 of the women who got kicked out of Destiny's Child. So you keep zooming from like place to place.
Yeah.
One of my only, it's so funny because I don't know why I remembered there being 3 stories to this.
I thought there was 2.
There's just 2.
Yeah,
There's
I
just
know.
2 stories. It's the story of a lonely mother gazing out of the window, staring at a sun that she just can't touch. It's like, just go outside, you know? But I was like, wait, this woman is an agoraphobe who only goes outside via astral projection.
Yeah, it was
right?
So wait, let's. So the sun is hanging out with the
did
wrong
I not
crowd.
explain it well?
Yeah.
Go
the
ahead.
sun is like hanging out with the wrong crowd, right?
Son is hanging out with the wrong crowd. She's just like banging on the window, like, don't go out there. And he's
She's
like,
a
but I
little
like
too
it out
dramatic.
here. She's crazy dramatic for, like, just go outside. And he's just like, it's so nice out. I assume, because you don't see what they're saying.
Right.
And her son, I never quite understood what the deal was with him getting in trouble with those guys until they take a bag from his hand, which means they stole his money or maybe drugs.
Yeah.
So he got robbed. And
Yeah.
then basically, like, that's bad news. She was like, don't go outside, you'll get robbed.
But
And then, well, she's standing, her astral projection is standing in front of him saying, no, don't do this. And
Right.
he can't see it because he doesn't have an attunement to the psychic plane.
Right.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
The actress is Ella Joyce, who played Eleanor on Rock.
Yes.
Okay, I knew I recognized her, and I kept thinking she reminded me of Jennifer Lewis. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Jenny Lewis from Rilo Kiley.
No, Jennifer Lewis, the grandmother on Blackish.
Oh, okay.
Much like the Omar scenario, I was like, ooh, they can pull in whoever they want for their videos.
Exactly.
I was really impressed by
I
that
remember at the
casting.
time, I mean, Rock was a thing at the time, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, budget.
Yeah.
So she's having a bad day. If T-Boz, I also wrote, if T-Boz didn't smile before, she's not going to start on this one. This is a dark video, by the way. It's like in pretty
So
colors.
the son gets killed.
Son gets killed. Son gets robbed. Son gets killed.
But then why is she the ghost?
He's the ghost later.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Great
to me.
question, right? She falls on her knees, and you're like, "Is
You
the
know what
ghost-"
my note was written? Ghost mom.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'm obsessed with the ghost parent film genre.
The one movie.
Then as a prelude to the next one, my note to myself was "Little Precious, get it together." This is about what
So
happens
yeah, our
when you
next
have,
little vignette.
our next little vignette is about having sex without condoms, and I thought maybe because they thought they're supposed to go over your eye, right? Like maybe this is TLC taking account for like what they've done because no one will show you
Because in their earlier work they promoted condoms, but they didn't really tell you how to use them.
Right. No, there was no instructional
Yeah.
video. So that's bad news. I wrote, they have sex, and so this woman named Little Precious and her boyfriend, who I just called him Big Precious in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
have,
don't think they were married,
no.
so
they,
I don't know if they could share the last name.
They have, well, maybe they're brother and sister then. They have sex so good that they lay on the bed sideways after. Have we ever done, like, you just collapse in wherever you ended, so it's like you don't have time to put your head at the top where the pillows are, you're just like, we're sideways.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how good it is. And this takes place in a magical world where a guy wanted to use a condom, but the woman didn't. Right? He looks wistfully at the condom like, I can't wait to use this thing, and she like pulls it out of his hand like,
Yeah.
nah, bitch. And he's like, oh man.
And
yeah.
Turns out she was sleeping with other people.
A lot
Because
of
she
other
has
people.
a magical picture frame that changes photo every time she sleeps with someone.
Yeah. And if
This
I
was
had-
before digital picture
photo
frames.
frames. Yeah, no. It's pretty great. He gets, what is it, Kaposi sarcoma. He gets like a facial lesion. And then she
Immediately
just
after they have sex.
like, immediately after.
This is a bad virus.
Yeah.
And she just basically looks at a magazine like, got me, or like, you know, like she doesn't really respond. And that's the last person she dates because there's no other pictures in that frame.
Right.
You cut really quick to the water women dancing like sleep paralysis demons.
The water version.
Yes.
The water versions of TLC dancing. Yeah, they're kind of hunched over a lot, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like, it bothers me when women won't stand up straight. 'Cause I feel like they need to be like more empowered.
You got to put all of this in your act, Graham. It's
My note also at this point was like, so there was quick cut to like at Coachella. I feel like at concerts they don't play songs before shows by known bands because they don't want to upstage the band with the songs that they're playing, right? So I'm gonna go see like some indie band or like a Jens Lechman or something like that, and they play Waterfalls. And I like rapped it because I knew the rap, and like all the hipsters around me are like trying desperately to look like they're not having the best time because I know all the words to this.
Yeah.
That's how fun this song is. I made hipsters smile. Did you make T-Boss smile?
I did make T-Boss smile.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How?
How? I don't know.
Just filling your hand with chips.
Just fill my hand with chips. Yeah. No,
Well, you're a good friend.
What's your take on Waterfalls, Tanner?
Waterfalls is so huge and iconic and classic, and yeah, like I mean, it's hard to argue with Waterfalls being like one of their best videos because it is just it's fucking Waterfalls, dude. It's like it literally has everything.
And in 1995, that technology like blew people's
it was blew
minds.
people. I mean, like there were certain things about it that like I remember at the time thinking like, oh, cool, they did the thing that they did in Abyss. Like, not everything was, like, totally new, but it was all together. It was enough in it that it was like, this video is fucking gigantic. Yeah. It's also the video that led them to bankruptcy because it cost $3 million, and they didn't have, like, the money to actually pay for that. So, like, it was sort of a trade-off, like, artistry versus,
so when the
like,
bill collectors came, they, like, turned into water and just, like,
yeah, they're like, bye!
Yeah, bye!
Well, or ghosts.
Yeah.
Also, little known fact, so T-Boz is terrified of swimming, water, open water, everything. And they had scuba divers underneath, requested by her, underneath to perform on like the glass on the Universal lot that they shot that on.
My gosh.
So there were like people like waiting by ready to like catch her should she like fall in the water.
Whoa.
$3 million then is $12 million now also.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I realized something a little deep at the end.
Okay.
All that zooming, like you start from above, it's like these are the ghosts of all these people that are dying. That's why we zoom around the world to see the story of all, like, it's all about spirits. These are ghosts. Yeah. At the end, Big Precious and Little Precious are erased from the picture frame, like in Back to the Future. Someone goes back in time, invents rock and roll, keeps them from being together. They're fine.
I mean, I just thought it was so awesome on that, like, straight white people dying of AIDS, presented to you by a black group. It's like, fuck yeah. Like, that alone made that video awesome.
And a lady giving a mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
Yes.
And as someone who hates condoms, but I like condoms, I did not like that mayonnaise scene.
I went on a date with someone once where I was just like, my friend Kevin actually lives a condiment-free lifestyle. And he's like, oh, so he's positive? And I said, no, condiment. And he's just like, oh, so you got to be careful with that.
But you mentioned my upbeat personality, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Should we go to final arguments?
I think that we should.
Okay.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Tanner, why is, in one sentence or less...
One sentence?
No, I'm like a concise...
Statement.
Why is What About Your Friends the best TLC music video?
It's the best TLC music video because the other videos that you guys represented wouldn't have happened without this one happening and succeeding in the way it succeeded. It showed you their iconic dance moves, personality, everything. It just like solidified their place. It got them ready for album number 2. And it was also like, when you go back and you look at the 90s, like you're going to see that video and it's a perfect encapsulation of what was going on in the 90s at that time from like a cultural standpoint. And it's perfect. And it's super fucking fun.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great final argument. For me, I think that Creep is the best TLC music video because even though it took them forever to get to this version, they kind of fought with the director. At the end, they loved this video, and Lisa Left Eye Lopez, in an interview, said that finally they have a real video with Creep.
Wow.
But with classic TLC moments. And we can't forget that Carrie Hilson did an homage to this video in Pretty Girl Rock, too.
That's how iconic the look is.
Yeah.
So good.
So mine for Waterfalls is that it was a video that provided a platform for its song, which was done by a very mature TLC. So this is like them, like, you know, at their fullest, realest selves to deliver an important social message. And they did it with style and special effects and appropriate gravity. And it is arguably the only option out of ours that helped like elevate the medium. I think because
of
video,
it's rising.
Video is social message. Like,
Yeah.
this is you can't watch this or think of this song without thinking about like the story that happened.
Yeah, I'll give you that for sure.
Yep.
Okay. Oh my God. I feel like this is.
Oh, when I wrote that, I got like crazy hard.
This is actually. I feel like all three are very strong final arguments.
Yeah.
I do too. It's hard.
Usually, I really mess it up at this point of the show. So is everyone going to stick with their video, or are you going to give yours up and vote for someone else's?
I'm going to cut my vote into 3 little pieces. A piece for T, a piece for L, and a piece for C.
Well, I'm sticking with mine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sticking
Um,
with mine.
so wait, what are you doing?
No, I'm gonna say they're all fucking great videos.
Okay.
I literally love Creep so much. I love Waterfalls. It's
Okay.
classic.
All right, so yours is out. I think
Mine is totally in.
I'm going to stick with mine, too.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
then what
now
do we do
it's
at this
the whole.
point?
If we have to pick someone else's.
Yeah, what's your runner-up?
Creep.
Great.
Yeah, Creep. Definitely. Did you
Does
just
that
win?
mean that
Oh my god, you fucking win.
Yeah.
they're all amazing?
Yeah.
Sounds like Creep is the winner here.
Yeah, I guess so. If you stand by it and we have to defer to it, then yeah, that's how it goes.
I would have picked yours.
What?
Tanner.
Waterfalls is the last?
Do you know what, Waterfalls? I appreciate how iconic it is, but it's so over dramatic. The melodrama in it is just like annoying to me.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
don't like that.
That's
I
fine.
don't like videos that have like stories in them with like.
You know, I love videos of stories.
I know, but I want the singers to. I wanted them to be in the stories.
Oh,
Like, why couldn't Left Eye die? Just
Well,
kidding.
Jesus
Well,
Christ! Do you
In
do that
the
on
video.
purpose? Yeah.
Well,
Wait, what happened?
well,
Okay, so it was a real tight race.
That's the darkest joke you've ever made on the show, right?
I know.
Yeah, he
I
feels
know.
bad.
As
He's
I
a
was
little
saying
red.
it,
Yeah.
I was like thinking,
It's
should
so
I?
great. No, thank you for playing the part of me in this episode. I feel good about this.
So the best TLC video is Creep, but they're all pretty great. You can watch them on our website, talkthiswaypodcast.com, where you'll find other fun little facts about Tanner and all of our episodes. Tanner, I can't believe you got to have a slumber party with TLC.
yeah, and still,
And I'm
I
so
can't.
thankful you told us about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Tanner, I can't believe you got to do a podcast with us.
I know, that's equally
I
exciting.
know.
Yeah,
it
We
really
should have is.
brought
brought chips for you. I'm
You
so
should have
sorry.
brought chops.
Gosh, let's go watch a horror movie.
Oh, by the way,